Could definitely be the case. Aurora, at least they have some pretty flashy farmers in the team. The DK, the sniper, and they lose benefit from their escape abilities.
Does the Darkseer really need to have a bigger nightmare than the Disruptor himself? Right, he's pretty good versus the heroes anyway. So
yeah, he certainly is. But just an example of the kinetic wall.
Schofield.
Schofield's going to be first blood for Palos. Aurora on the board first from the safe lane position.
They take him down, and I'm surprised that he allowed for this to happen. Usually, Muerta has a decent amount of range. You can keep yourself away, just continue harassing. But you always mention it that the Lycan is the position 4's worst nightmare because he really doesn't help you much.
But maybe the +4 can help him to return a kill, and that's exactly what happens here as Whisper returns the favor, taking down Palos, the DK. But so far so good, closing up on level 6s as well for the DK as he is sitting second right now. Another 6-minute rune fight. It's gonna be Ollie taken down this time. It was Schofield who was forced away.
So I'm kind of curious about it. Okay, Analog.
This is always so satisfying. Watch a Shaker farm triple to quad stacks with that Echo Slam.
Get the room. Yeah, but it was
it
was nice to watch us.
Well, onto the Disruptor we go. The glimpse is thrown out onto Jams, and that's going to be the difference between life and death. And Q's the one who might fall first, but there is some help coming in. Q for one, Yuma for the second, and Jabs pushed away.
And everybody was getting into that farming mode, you are usually expecting to be able to break that apart and surprise the opponents. Exactly what happened, and it gives them that mid lane tower, making the blink even more valuable.
That is a very fast blink timing for sure, and maybe they can get advantage of it as well. Nice save from Ollie by some time, but the Echo Slam is set up, and Yuma to get the kill. Q coming in from the side, level 5 Clockwerk, already losing a chunk of his HP, but Yuma will fall in the arms of Aurora, and maybe even more. There's the hook shot as he just hit his level 6, and onto the Shaker. The one that's been farming all of those stacks will fall to Q.
Yeah, huge, and this is what I talked about. You picked the Shaker into a Clockwerk. I think Aurora were kind of aware that Heroic wanted this, and they picked it, right? You hate playing versus a Clockwerk as a Shaker. Before you get your Ags, before you get your BKB, you just die inside of the cogs.
Yeah, one of the classic counters, right? There's so many heroes that hate playing versus a Clockwerk. So this is a very valuable position hero to be lost to a support Clock.
I mean, Shaker is probably the one that hates the most. His animations are so long, and then the Clockwerk is like, just stopping you over and over again. Jabs has been scouted.
And a shapeshift is popped as well. They're bringing him in. The Wolves giving the vision into the glimpse. And secure this kill on Jabs. Make sure that he gets pushed back in with a Wild Wing Ripper.
Vanguard coming into play. You can see that they did a staple. You have to have it, not only for yourself. The Sport Shaker is probably like screaming at him, get the freaking Force Staff.
Yeah, it's like, do I have to remind you?
They're coming with a smoke. If this tower doesn't fall fast enough, they can catch the Dragonite.
Yuma looking for the deny, potentially, but
he's baiting them.
Does do enough damage, trying to force them in. There's the glimpse onto Palos. Yuma throwing in a bit of snot, but afraid to take the full engagement. Schofield scouted, Deadshot flies in. Cannot find a secondary target, and now they're seeing more with that creep wave, and I think Heroic are gonna have to back out of this one. Lycan's still quite far, as you can see.
But he's coming.
But he's approaching. Palos stuck between the tree and the fissure into the static of 2 as they've got the Clockwerk inside as well. Ollie trying to save him with the disruption, saves him, buys him some time. Q will fall. Palos does get the breathe fire out, hurts at least on the Shaker, losing a bit of his damage. Yuma though taking a huge chunk of damage from ABED, and they will finish him off as Palos will drop as well, and this Bristle will have to give in. Jabs
he's still tanky.
Has Whisper, and that Dragon hammering big hits onto him, but he's able to onslaught to safety.
It means that almost certainly Heroic are going to be looking for a fight with a lot of heroes at that.
They might just get it. ABED is scouted with the Wolf, but the sentry also shows him, but the glimpse is going to be there. It's too late for him to run away. And Schofield will secure it. But that's a big kill to find. 30 seconds though, and the sniper's going to be back up. On the on the dire side of the map, that Radiant Ward, so they can see a lot in the lane. Analog should be given the warning sign, and oh, he gets the fissure, but it's on the other side. They can't get to ABED with an easy, direct route, and this Disruptor gets jumped straight on by Q. Ollie is dying to the Zoo, however. He's in a bit of an unfortunate situation, but so is ABED. Jabs is coming into the rescue. ABED is already down, and now the Primal is going to follow in his tracks, straight to the graveyard.
That is the one downside. I don't know why Pipe cannot be purged off and the Crimson can. Just put it that they're the same.
Oh, Q's going to get sent back, but the disruption is still there from Ollie.
They're going to die
into an Echo Slam from ANALOG, and that's SD. Good night. And same for the Shaker. Well, waving his totem around in the air, having a bit of fun there, but in the end, the same end result. Double kill for ANALOG. It's going to be huge, importance-wise at least, because it could be one of the last for Aurora. If they cannot win, the Wolf has already found them, and they see Palos as well. He might get glimpsed, or maybe all he does, only just gets jumped on, and ANALOG deletes him out of the way to get the charge in onto the backline, onto the Lycan at least, and is it enough damage to take him out? They got Whisper, and there's the Echo coming in from ANALOG, right on top of the DK as well, and Palos is fighting back with everything that he has, but it's not enough to survive. ABED does push ANALOG out, and that leaves Schofield as a bit of a sacrificial lamb for Heroic to make sure at least 2 of their cores make their way out of this one. 2 buybacks from Aurora, so if he dies first and doesn't get the hook shot off, he's not coming back.
Palos, are they going to be crazy enough to try?
They are going to give an attempt at least. Jabs is already going for King Jungles. Nice 4-staff dodge on the Primal Beast, but at the same time, Palos is quite alone. Echo Slam on the back onto the SD. They're going to be able to take down Ollie. Here comes the rest of the backup. Yuma, he's been bitten by that Wolf and going straight on top of Palos, but Palos is also dishing us some damage, but he's not able to fight back. Now he pops the Satanic and his BKB. Yuma trying to take the fight all the way to the end, but the DK goes down. Q falls, ABED falls, and Jabs is going to be the next one to drop as well to close out the full team white.
Yep, and your Dragonite, he does not have a buyback. He didn't have the Dragon form at the start of that fight. He couldn't activate it and kill the Shaker, and the second that the Shaker jumped out, he was left there stranded, didn't have anybody to attack for quite some time, and the Satanic way too late. He was doing his best, and one bash was enough to end his life, end his and that fight,
their
and
game
maybe even
as
the
well.
game. Yep.
For a moment, they were hitting those tier 4 towers, hoping it might be enough, but those buybacks there will do just nicely for Heroic, and they will continue to at least push down these lanes. The last time they got that range Rax down to the bottom lane, that was quite some time ago.
I think he needed to find a way to help the Sniper be a bit stronger, because the Sniper in the late game could have been strong, but at the moment, he's just doesn't have enough net worth.
They could smoke inside the enemy base as well. They're right in front, waiting for someone to show. The Wolf Bites are coming in. Q is in vision. And they got the instant jump from ANALOG to delete the Clockwerk. He's gone for 50 seconds. And can they find more? Or are they going for the buildings this time around? As it looks like they are hitting the melee racks, but at the same time, the bristleback quite deep, and ANALOG with another Echo Slam. Palos does get his BKB off though, and he's regenerating off of this one, but Yuma finishes off Ollie. Jabs pushes himself away, and he's got 1 HP remaining, and he's got nothing left. ANALOG takes him down, and Palos will have to fight this one man versus the world. It's not enough.
Buyback without the Dragon form means absolutely nothing. You cannot do it. Heroic,
it's over.
They've done it, and really they deserve a victory in this game. If Aurora had won, it would be like, okay, their heroes are way too strong in the later portions of the game, but Heroic did everything right from start to finish. It went exactly as it should.
And that will put Heroic in a 2-0 to start their first day in the Swiss bracket. The boys have pulled it off, and with what performance, they definitely, as he said, I fully agree, deserved this victory.